Welcome back. You're watching Big Deal, and as promised, let's go straight across to Puneet Dalmia on this one. So, Mr. Dalmia, tell us, when the Competition Commission had barred Dalmia Bharat from participating in the Lafarge deal, you contested that in the court. You think the regulation is too restrictive for deal making in the country?
We had a difference of opinion in how the law was applied and interpreted by the commission, and we wanted to participate in this M&A process, but the regulator felt that people who have 5% market share in eastern region should not be allowed to bid for this asset. But then when the scope was enlarged, we felt that we should be allowed to participate in the new scope. But then it's fine. I mean, there can always be a healthy difference of opinion. There can be healthy debates, and ultimately the law evolves based on such debates.
So what happened finally? Why did you withdraw your plea then?
I think we felt that the whole process was getting held up, and ultimately if we go into the finer details of the change in the Mining Act, the mining leases are allowed to be transferred, but the prospecting licenses are not allowed to be transferred. And some of the assets which we were interested in Lafarge Holcim, we found out later at while closely scrutinizing the law that prospecting licenses are not allowed to be transferred, and hence if you have an asset sale instead of a share sale, some of those assets which we were interested in would become unviable, and hence we thought that it is prudent not to hold up the process and withdraw.
All right, so there are many regulatory aspects that you have mentioned. One, of course, is the Competition Commission's role, and the second one coming in is the MMDR Act, which has been amended, but there are still certain issues there. Ms. Singhvi, come in on this one. What's your point of view?
Nisha, I will touch upon this regulatory framework which you talked about, and I'll talk about more about Competition Commission here. I think the Competition Commission in India, as far as cement is concerned, is an evolving process. I don't think they have really been able to put their viewpoint very clearly. In case of Lafarge, one saw a very flip-flop situation. They wanted to have first 5 million tons to be sold out. They put the same condition for 10 million tons, which does not make any sense. Why did you prevent many other buyers of Lafarge in India by putting the same set of conditions? So I think CCI hasn't been able to really put their act together as far as cement is concerned. They have been to very large extent very impulsive, and many times wrong decisions have been taken on that. I wish and hope CCI really does a good job going forward in looking at transactions like Ultratech and all that, and apply their mind on this, that is it really creating a concentration of the capacities, and can you have abuse of oligopoly or monopoly? In India, monopoly will never happen, but even oligopoly on that. I think with Mr. Piyush Goyal now being the mines minister, I think he has to apply his mind, and same situation should be there for the states when they look at it, that how limestone mines will get transferred from seller to a buyer, and they should not create so much of regulatory hurdle and trying to make money out of transfer of those assets by permitting those, because then the whole game will be completely a different situation. You are again having a rent-seeking situation by the state, which is not really needed in a current environment, particularly for an asset like cement. I mean, power is a different play than cement. Limestone is not such a big critical raw material as coal is.
Now, Mr. Hosangari, so far the Indian companies have done far better than the foreign strategics in the cement deals that we have seen. What is it? More aggression by the domestic players, or do you think that the regulations make it difficult for the foreign players to commit quickly?
So I think for the foreign players, it's been a situation where some of them have lost out on price. Some of them perhaps believed that this was not the right time to invest in India. So a combination of that. And in fact, some of them also had trouble globally. Many of them had stretched balance sheets themselves. So their ability to pay up was a challenge. Having said that, I think in recent past, we're seeing a lot more interest that's come back. And it's players not just in Europe. We're seeing players from Latin America. We're seeing players from China and the like. So I think it would be fair to say that the international community is very actively looking at cement assets today.
All right, hold your thoughts there, gentlemen. Of course, there are lots to discuss. Will there be a second wave of consolidation in the cement sector? We've seen some big deals happen. Will there be more? We'll find out from our experts. Stay tuned to Big Deal.